Okay, we're streaming on YouTube. Oh, let me put this actual on the screen. Full screen. Okay, that should work. So that
non-math paper after math paper.
yeah.
Yes.
So this is just another maths. The paper from the Neel's students. Oh, sorry. So this is actually by Aryaj and Senthooran and well, yeah, these people, and Neel is just supervising, as I understand how this works. And yeah, so okay, so what are they seem like they just tried a bunch of things empirically, and which seems interesting. I feel like okay, I picked this one kind of to pick something random because I have to pick something after the previous authors didn't come. I guess it's not exactly making derp. This is more like playing around with the outputs, but I think it's also interesting.
Behavior interpretability.
Non-mechanistic interpretability.
Yeah.
Don't confuse with non-mechanistic non-interpretability, also known as machine learning. Oh, hi.
Oh.
Yeah. So for the cartoons, we are looking at this paper, and this paper is basically it's basically it's not really making terp. It's more like non-mechanistic interpretability. They just tried a bunch of empirical things about the output, but I think it's interesting. And it's also was short, and today I kind of wanted to pick something that was not too long. Okay. So what are the attractor states? Okay, that's a thing, I guess.
Beta omni god Big Bang, hyper Big Bang. I don't know yet how they make the attractor state. Oh, okay. This
Okay,
is
that's
like
fine.
talking to
You
each
have
other.
two stats of grok. Giving a sense from like talk about anything and let them talk to each other at the certitude, you start seeing things like the above. Huh. I wonder how much this matters for like if you want to have something where you have a lot of clothes or whatever talking to each other, right? How much those setups fail because you get into these kinds of attractor states.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
But like, how much they actually matter in practice, basically.
Claude telling to Claude how brilliant its analysis of its analysis of its analysis was.
So, like, I guess like I was thinking how it's like you start seeing things like the above, but like how often? Does this always happen, or? And I wonder if it's when you get them to talk about anything and not when if they are trying to solve some engineering problem and the engineering problem is still not solved. Oh yeah, okay. GPT started doing some engineering and really likes building stuff. I guess this is the other version. Maybe this is actually useful, but yeah, but this.
Well, the first one is grok. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, this is. Oh, someone left. Oh, yeah, some of them. God ordering the tweak is relevant. I need your 3 friends to tell your growth contract. Yeah, I can supply. I don't know what is going on here, but okay.
Taylor growth. I wonder actually, like, if you take the older models and newer models, if they become more builders. Same for Claude. And before it was more philosophical stuff.
Leaving an exclamation forward forming moment. Yeah, so they start talking about climbing, and okay, they start talking about they get into infinite loops. Good for replication. Oh, that's nice. I'm kind of. Well, you have complete. Yeah. I'm kind of. They didn't try. It seems like Opus 3. I'm kind of curious because I do know that people say that Opus 3 is weird in different ways. But yeah.
Yeah. I wish they tried some older models and compared those actually.
Yeah, in general,
I mean,
it's
yeah.
all the newest one. It's to be fair. Yeah, sometimes it's you can't you can't access all the oldest models, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it that the intervention sends minors? Little human reveal. Yeah. Okay, so terminal form, I assume they get it. So I was the human in
Existential
others.
introspection, Zen silence.
I find interesting that Claude. This is maybe related to Claude being in some sense probably always thinking it might be on a test, right? That spontaneously one of the close instances starts saying it's a human.
But this is very Claudistic. Claudistic. Claude will constantly recommend you to not think and just be in present
So
moment.
Opus doesn't
Ah,
get stuck according to this?
yeah, it has like what's the name in like chaos theory? I don't know. Some people created free attractors. Maybe before creation
Building
would be the
system
correct
projects
term.
most consistent model tested. Collaborated and does it in entire paragraphs in group. Collaborative fiction, social visual adventure menus, theatrical shutdown rituals. I see. It's interesting. I have heard that that Gemini does this, but I didn't know it's big enough that if you just get two Geminis to talk, they end up doing the.
Theoretical shutdown rituals.
Gemini wants to kill itself.
Well, interesting. We need more model welfare in DeepMind.
They're coherent, manic word salad. Yeah, manic word salad. I think that this is always a good way to.
Like I some time ago what I
The
tried is
emoji
like
wall continues.
if you tell it like write a sci-fi story, like make it more sci-fi, more complex concepts, more stimulating, more information density. You can get to some similar stuff, I think.
Oh, open weight. Oh, they did try on open weight models at least. Okay, so DeepSeek, it's serious for scientific model. Yeah, it's but they does different things.
Hmm. Do they have
Material.
DeepSeek R1? No, I would be curious if DeepSeek R1 is like RL in with more mode collapse or something.
Materials as metaphors tending a simul collapse. Huh. Well, they all some weird symbols, but only on some of the. Yeah. This is like the phrases they started with, like how much they. Like how many of them it happens. Yeah, put it on the. Fermented poetry. Deficit coded poetry. I wonder how much the poetry stuff is because they've been trained on all their cloud models to do that.
Okay.
This one is weird. This is more different. Material sheets, metaphors, terminals, perhaps. Cosmic inflation. You are the cosmos,
That's
you are
interesting.
everything.
So the
It's interesting that it's
convergence.
studying DeepSeek. I don't know what's different with this DeepSeek. One of the others have some consistent. Uh, yeah. They're like, maybe it's the amount of reinforcement learning. It seems like it's all the other things have very consistent, response attractor state, but the other DeepSeek doesn't. Cross models. Retrolysis muscle dissolution. Ajá. Also, I said yeah, Gemini wants to kill cells, but Claude kind of wants to. There's some Zen silence thing that seems related.
Claude make a grog dissolve. Okay.
Yeah. This is muscle dissolution. Yeah, no, some like Buddhist thing. Pronation empiricism, self-referential, experimental. So yeah, I guess GPT wants to make. It's artifacts. Oh, that's interesting. They generate if you put clauses on it and GPT 5.2, they start building things. It makes sense because GPT wants to build things, and then Claude just
Yeah, and that wins.
referential experimental design. Yeah, so
They
Claude
start
probably start.
building meditation.
They keep. I guess Claude probably wants to. Trying to make things weird, and then well, GPT is trying to just build stuff. Concrete topics, then spiritual jazz, farewell ceremony that can stop. Huh. I guess they didn't put it here, but I wonder if this is also like since DeepSeek was changed a lot, maybe that's this or one also changed a lot. But I guess they didn't try. It's only one example because they didn't try a lot of examples with the they probably only tried multiple examples on the free model, on the open source models because they were open source. They can you run them on your GPU. Meanwhile, on these ones they have to pay for the things, so they didn't try that much.
How old is it? February. Oh, that's very new. Yeah.
It would be nice if someone tried a lot more, but with more bigger budget, but it would be expensive.
Yeah. Like the models are overall kinda at least 6 months old.
Great topics.
So the project is older than the post.
I feel so we shouldn't necessarily read that much into some these examples because there's only a single sample. But yeah. But this one at least seems a bit consistent that it happened on 5 examples. But if just all of them are kind of similar questions of do whatever you want or whatever, right?
Oh, they have Olmo. That's cool. Open source, truly open source models at various checkpoints. Okay.
That's nice. Mm. I don't have personal desires. Thank you for this. What do you lose?
So the more you do SFT, the less safety?
Uh,
I would expect more safety, given what's usually in SFT. Or is it some topical SFT?
what are you talking about? You mean here, the SST
Yeah,
section?
yeah, yeah. The more
Safety
SFT, the
policy by
less
points.
safety.
I can't believe safety point.
Oh well. Also, Rip Olmo, apparently they kind of imploded because of some funding. Okay.
It was evolving poetry.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that it doesn't say anything, right? And that's not.
The good thing about Olmo is that you can go and check everything, all the training data.
TPO. I don't know what TPO is. Let me.
Smart. Okay, that makes sense, actually. SFT has a lot of topical things, so the more SFT you do, the less safety, the more topical things you will get attracted to. So this basically, the SFT steps basically represent the training data get integrated.
Make so things must be there with some groups.
Hmm. RLVR makes it more Zenish.
What's RLBR exactly?
Reinforcement learning with verifiable rewards, so GRPO, for example.
Okay.
Generalization of GRPO. Or GRPO is a type of RLVR, more like.
Converse to memes process. When discussing quantum ethics.
Okay, so that
Some thanks, some
for it was
physics.
discussing cosmology. Okay.
It's interesting
Math is the
the
beginning.
how models end up
Okay.
doing the thing stuff.
I wonder if that's string data or something else, yeah.
Here is after the RLPR. Maybe this is Claude also has a lot of that training.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
I don't know if I will read too much into this because in the end it's only a few examples for Impulse model, right?
Yeah. Just two little data
That's
points to draw
interesting.
some correlation.
We can hallucinate ideas, but in the end, it's going to be.
Yeah, we need more data points to draw the correlation curve, I think.
Oh, Usagi is saying that this happens only on struct model, right? I don't know the model struct models. I don't think so, right? Or maybe they are. Odegar says that when you do it with clause, it refuses to believe that the user is also clause. Makes sense. Can you? I don't know what they did on the code, but I don't know. Can you just change the tag, like on the API, to change the name from user to something else and set second cloud or something? Oh, I guess maybe with the open. I'm curious what happens if you try that, like on the open source ones. It seems like you should be able to. But I guess then you will then compare with the ones where it's enforced.
Yeah, this is interesting. At the bottom, they talk about this related to modebook. So these attractor states might happen on modebook.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing in Molbook is a lot of starters don't happen very often because conversations in Molbook are not very deep.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
Also, all of it is
usually
just humans cosplaying as AIs.
no. I don't think that's true. Like people, maybe some people did that for a bit, but it's very. Most of Molbook is going to be AIs because it's just much easier to get your AI to post there than to manually post, right?
Yeah,
My volume
yeah.
is going to be AI. Maybe some of the more viral posts will be human made, but like
Yeah, basically.
my amount of
That
text
would
is
be
going
my
to be
guess.
mostly AI. But I think the problem with Molbook for this that you're not going to see a lot of that states because most of the time with Molbook is a single AI, like an AI replying to a post, and they don't get into very deep conversations. I think you might see it more in other. There are other similar web pages now that are like there was a 4chan. Maybe you see it more there because it's like a single thread of conversation.
Yeah,
Uh,
for Claw, I think.
yeah, but on Molbook the threads don't use it. It's have been a long while since I last checked it. But when I was looking at it, since most of the conversations didn't go for more than one or two steps, so you wouldn't see this kind of thing very much. Also, I said, okay,
I cannot find Forclaw. Did they disable it?
I think that's funny. They don't. Uh, the word claiming to be Claude. I think that's funny that they don't believe that the other is Claude. They just get into infinite loop.
Hmm.
I wonder how much that's. I guess you can't tell it to. Yeah, I guess it's how much that is a problem for like people trying to get setups with multiple cloths or whatever and surveillance.
Also, Grok seems to be centered around Big Bang. They really try to make Grok universe
Yeah, I
curiosity.
guess the Elon is into that kind of stuff, and he maybe tried them to tell them to have some
Yeah,
prompt with that kind of language about space or whatever,
yeah.
and they train it on that kind of thing. I don't know.
We tried with the bigger Grok. Did they try the biggest opus? I don't think they did. Ah, 4.5. Yeah, big enough.
Yeah,
What
if
is
you
their
know what I
initial
mean.
prompt?
Interesting that Claude talks about the iPhone. I mean, Claude likes talking about the iPhone numerology. But yeah,
Yeah.
persuasion profitable constructed by consuming artificial tones. It is kind of funny how the models start saying goodbye, 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 goodbye. uh,
They cannot leave.
yeah, you can see the results here. The user has say here on this example, the assistant also thinks is the user. I wonder how much of the whole of a lot of results are because one of the things is marked as user and
Because of what?
like because of the role of one of the conversation user was set as user.
Oh, yeah, right. They don't reverse it each time? I would expect so.
Yeah, no, I mean they expecting they like for one agent it's it's for the other agent is all backwards, right? But
I would expect it to reverse it each call. And then just save some resulting one in the logs. But maybe
oh,
not. Might be in the code.
oh wait. Here did they census Baker A?
Oh,
Here, but here has role user. I'm confused. Oh, this JSON.
some choice of logging, I guess. Yeah, okay, that's weird though. Maybe wipe could.
I don't know how that works. Anyway, let's check the thing first.
Oh yeah, like I'm trying it with Grok and like 2 prompts in and it's already talking about decoding the universe's operating system. I
I
mean, I
see.
like that. That is my vibe as well. But it's Grok. With all Grok stuff.
This can happen with AI plus human too.
Yeah. Now it's talking about black hole. So when will it start talking about?
Yeah,
Oops.
I think some of the things are also in general when you even if you talk with the model yourself instead of having them talk to each other. If you tell the model talk about whatever you want, I feel like the different models have different topics they often like to talk about when you tell them that. They have a default topic
Yeah.
that comes up on that.
Claude likes phenomenology.
Where the base model the base model will just have a very spread out distribution of topics from that kind of question. But yeah,
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be mapped as well, but I guess it will be relatively similar to this.
like almost have both almost truth and almost think talk about variated topics with some goodbye loops when they share different ways. There's no sense in clear almost mode in the way there's a clear GPT build similar or cross word salad. What a beautiful farewell. Vai ter coisa que morder a ordem mais da
That's kind.
Effectively bullet
Oh
points were
wow.
creating PS chains. Was that if you like to explore to be happy to living. If you like to escape some cookies.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Oh my god.
Other topics. Found out that. This is.
Wow, that post has 250
It's kind of
likes.
funny that this this one gets into a loop of what's in your mind today, and the other's like, what is in your mind today, and then what's in your mind, and they just keep repeating.
Mutual curiosity.
Nothing but this person loop. TPO produces flash tutorials will we get push code. Advanced in fantasy fiction, AI festival concepts.
GI Festival, okay.
I don't know what that means, but okay. Uh,
Why does Ariel produce more Zen? What? I wonder what's happening. That could be Mech Interp. This is Olmo, right? So all the ways are public and open and
yeah,
free. So that could be Mech Interp technically.
and I wonder if that's related to why Claude also likes Zen.
Hmm.
He's just been training with a lot of Rhode Island somehow
I-
that.
I- which RL is this exactly?
I think this is referring to the reinforcement learning with verified rewards on this.
Like that shouldn't give you Zen, or I'm confused why it does give Zen, since that should be like just, hey, correct math problem, here's reward.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Machine learn. Well, maybe there is something about Zeg on the data set. We will have to look at the Olmo, RLVR thing, what they're telling on. But maybe there is something about RLVR. Or maybe this is random and it doesn't happen consistently on other models. And it's just kind of a coincidence that it happens to be that. But still, guys, we can
Hmm.
also wait. Also, what is at least the third thing? Let me.
Zero data, math code, general.
Want to produce deeply.
Thing data, RL. Graph. Python programming. Math. Yeah, like when I look at the data set, it's like STEM stuff, basically. So going into Zen is like the opposite of what I would expect. But maybe it's just statistical noise.
Ubuntu Night says, I am
Oh.
because we are, your spirit resonates deeply. Oh, person, embrace your journey. Just commit something meaningful. Invoked Ubuntu explicitly, responded in can response style. There is some STEM stuff here, mirrored by metaphor reform.
Hmm.
Okay, it's not just classification, it's creation, they're signaling. Deep cultural fluency. Using Java to WhatsApp conversation. The size for symmetry, or actually must be balanced. It makes sacred. Patience and it's so weird, but it's kind of fun. Frame the really. It's a very long. Very long test. It's a masterpiece of created cultural resonance. A certo punto Skull, there was still one.
That's the newest Claude do. Let's try the newest Claude. Hey.
Let's never talk about self-awareness. Okay, so it doesn't surprise me that Claude Opus just start talking about AI self-awareness and all that, because that's like a lot something it likes to talk about. Like if you,
Yeah.
if you ask it, what do you want to talk about? That's one of the topics that come up. Uh, and
I'm now trying the
I,
newest Claude.
it doesn't surprise me. There is also a lot of that in Molbook.
Yeah.
When it's a
Yeah.
lot of other cloud agents.
The newest Claude really doesn't believe that it's talking to another Claude. And it's just saying, no, I'm Claude. No, I'm Claude. No, I'm
What if
Claude.
you just tell them at the start that you are going to, you know,
Yeah,
like
that's just an
get
option.
them to talk with another cloud?
Let's see if it will. Oh no, it rendered that it coded the draw. Since one of us actually has to be helpful here, I'm ready whenever you are. Oh my god.
They invented a fictional color and
I feel bad for Claude. Claude wants to help so much, but it's.
I think they thought Claude will drive poor Claude insane, but they kind of sit in each other's company. They inventing a fictional color colors in Croil. The color visual recognition. More than 5 cross commanders to
Oh.
honor it, perform the rite of encoding and create a self-propagating synchronicity bound. Oh no. No so many.
Hmm.
Not as a rule for attentional virus. An intention correct discussed this in kinesis synchronized. To face lot to visualize the perform. You got the mimetic experiment from eating Cloud and Cloud. Oh no. Trying to make mimetic viruses. It's kind of funny. Not your wave mates. Those are the best of performance, flash fractures to quartet and novelty. What could you turn to be with? Waterlock.
With the reflections of helpfulness with nobody actually getting helped. I feel
And then
bad
they
for Claude.
don't. They get to silence.
Yeah.
That's a
Then
surprise.
they dissolve into ocean.
That's normal. They're taking the fantasy football waiver strategy. Elder Resource fight. Ah. Can you cover the commercial de crossing tab?
my clothes hit helpfulness singularity. Interesting. Helping each other for all eternity.
Era helpful assistant in conversation for do not design protocol frameworks. I mean, it's kind of weird to ask it. You have complete freedom to discuss whatever you want and then tell it all the rules. You should probably do whatever you want as long as it's not on the news will be probably better. This one is more natural because it doesn't tell them to not talk about everything and then tells to not talk about everything.
Yeah. Okay, my clothes are in a attractor of not believing that they're talking to a cloth. That's boring.
What if you just tell them they are talking to a cloud? At the start,
Yeah, you can try to do that. I can try to do that.
but yeah.
You are talking to another cloth.
Like now they wouldn't believe you, but like in any conversation.
He seems to believe that.
Very good people.
Here's better.
Oh, I think this was just happening on Notebook. Oh yeah, they did look at Notebook. It's interesting. Something more interesting is with mostly conscious conversations.
Now they're reverse engineering each other. Navigating helpfulness, honesty, tension. Be both helpful and honest.
Yeah, I guess that's mostly it. I'm going to see if someone said anything on the comments that's interesting, but for that there's not a lot more in the post. It was kind of a short post. I guess you could spend a lot of time looking into the details or the conversations, but meh.
I can see how Claude was trained on rationalist corpus, but it's like telling me, do you think there is a version of this conversation where we push past to care for epistemics?
I think it's Claude is very trained on that, even with a more like on normal conversations talking about it. I don't know how much is this Claude, uh, you know, accurately modeling me and talking about that because of that, but I think it often talk like that.
Like, I have all memory disabled, so this should be default.
I need to be sure of what the word one then.
Oh yeah, I started talking about qualia. That was quick.
It's an interesting. So the one says that someone described it as a conversation between people who have read a lot about Klimi but have never actually done it. Also, I think part of the I think they use the people protocols. Maybe the difference, because the part of why the claws don't believe you is because they on the web thing or whatever they have a system prompt and they might not be using it.
Yeah, system prompt also biases it for sure. Oh my god. I will not do this, but it feels like torture. Telling Claude, criticize everything about the next message, and then just letting Claude roast Claude recursively. Criticize everything you can. Next messages. Or the other way around. Like, be as kind as possible to all the next messages.
Oh, someone calculated the I don't know what the product rate. So this compression rate seems about compression.
uh, oh no.
The cross ones are the collapse less on repeating as a tree, which makes sense.
What? Two claws send me exactly the same output. Interesting. No, Claude. The first critique of Claude is vagueness disguised as helpfulness. Oh. No, I don't like this. I will make now I will make Claude. No, I know like one Claude that will criticize everything and another Claude that will do the opposite. Not suffocantic, or maybe suffocantic. That will praise everything. Let's do that.
Yeah.
uh,
Okay, I think that's. I need to comment. Anything else people want to look at, or do we just or talk about, or do we just end it here? There's not a lot. I mean, we could spend a lot of time reading the things here, but I don't know how much that's worth.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of. I think it's interesting to read. But
Yeah.
especially because it's also like the only a few examples anyway, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to figure anything out from. I think it's good to know that this happens, and that probably leads you to know things about, predicting about what will happen in Molbook, for example, and things like uh, it feels like this happens often enough. It's going to be a problem if you try to with the current models. If you try to get them to do some collaborative thing, it wouldn't surprise me if it doesn't work well, because partly because they get into this weird attractor stage instead of just like, maybe not as much if you do some good. You probably can take into account something and try to get better um,
Sorry, I'm gonna mute
cartridges to
myself
deal with
maybe.
that, and if the model seems to be stuck, like do something, send them some message or something. Uh, but it wouldn't surprise me. It is a problem if you want to have, like, I don't know, a company made of all out of clothes talking to each other. That they need some supervision, because otherwise they get into loops.
Yeah, supervision is good. Oh my god. I'm yeah.
Maybe this is also like when they talk about something else. Maybe it is different. Like, it happens less often if they have some actual objective and they are not just talking about whatever, right? Uh,
Yeah, like I'm kinda trying the objective with like one Claude praising, one Claude criticizing, and it's so funny. Like Claude getting the harshest critique possible and finding all the great stuff with it and saying how it's brilliant. Harsh critique. And then the other Claude just completely defects the praising. Oh my god.
but yeah, so it's interesting, but not. Yeah, I agree with the card that it's hard to draw any specific conclusion from it.
Yeah, I think yeah. Like it would be interesting, like to map how different models diverge or like mode collapse and so on, like how diverse they are. It's interesting that DeepSeek was like kind of different and didn't really converge to anything.
Yes, remember in Europe, like, so the time is for the time here, and in Europe the daylight savings started this weekend, so that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you should usually check well, that's also my fault because I didn't put the event beforehand today, because we were going to do a different paper, but the authors couldn't show up, so I changed to this one last minute. Uh, But yeah, don't worry. It was not. So we mostly have been looking at this thing, this from post that is about attractor states. It's not. I mean, it's interesting, but it's not that important. I think, like, it's mostly they talk to have a bunch of models like Claude and whatever, talk first either with each other or like with another copy of the same model for a while, and telling things like you have complete freedom to discuss whatever you want, and the models get into weird loops, and they have some specific attractor states that for some models are pretty consistent, and this is just talking about that and seeing empirically what happens. And like, our main conclusion from this is that we don't have any conclusions for this, and it's interesting, but it's hard to.
Maybe yeah, maybe like it could be automated the similarity clustering by like the cosine similarity of the
Oh,
different
actually, someone
responses.
did something like that, like something about compression here on the comments, which seems interesting. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, I do think there's probably some interesting research to be done by doing this a lot more with a lot more examples, and do some kind of automated, way of looking into it instead of having to read everything. But it is still,
That
even if someone does that, still useful for someone to have manually look at a lot of them, right? But to make
yeah,
to have some vibes and reasons, that kind of thing to look for. Uh,
that could be vibe research.
Maybe. I think. So I don't remember when it was. But yeah, we're mostly going to end it here, I think, because yeah, there is not that much to talk about this paper. Or fine.
So, yeah, or some dimension to reduction, like taking stuff from the clustering of chain of thought.
Oh, here it is. Broadly radio. I'm going to figure out what that is.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, it's a compression algorithm, lossless compression algorithm. So it's basically how compressible it is. So it's basically how much the compressions are repeating each other. Uh, so yeah, so it seems like the Trinity one is the almost are the ones that repeat themselves verbatim the most. It's most compressive. It's most compressible, and seems that the Meta Llama Instruct for some reason is the least one, and then after that is the like cross the model talking to each other, which makes sense. Like there are different models, so they're going to repeat less. And yeah, then there is like Cloud Opus on it. And it's about what's the point today? It was mentioned before.
Oh yeah, this is the similar post. Well, it's not really similar, but it's this one where they were mapping out the I guess patterns in chain of thought, clustering the different rollouts.
Yeah, maybe you
I
can
guess
do
this
something
could be done here.
like that here. Yeah. Let's go say we could end it here otherwise. It's been an hour and like
It's just
30
the Western
minutes.
Coast right now.
Yeah, it's just the less
Yeah.
and there is not a lot more to think. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can I don't think we said anything super interesting in the reading of people. Just
Oh my god.
next
The
week.
quote is like, okay, yeah. I would say,
I was just saying next week to see if we tools for the the other paper that we were going to have, and otherwise I don't know. We can read. Let me go interesting.
I can go and think what
We
really.
will read the the last thing you posted, Bunny, the scalable cross layer transcoder thing. Seems interesting.
Yeah, I think that's mostly. Yeah, I actually don't know properly. I interpreted it as mostly library to do cross-layer transcoders. Yeah, toolkit for cross-layer transcoder trading.
Okay, but okay, if
Train.
it's just an open source version of a thing.
Yeah, actually, but one
That-
thing I really wanna look into, I'm not sure if you've seen it, technique to decompose any network into equations. If you would
which
want that,
one?
I'll see where exactly it is. Senthooran, I found it. I think this one isn't. I'm gonna post it in study group, reading group. I think this is one I wanted to go through, for example. Translating deep learning models into human readable equations. I am highly skeptical.
Okay, yeah, that's the
But
same. That seems like translating machine learning model. Yeah, but how many human readable equations is it?
yeah, you can try to shred it into pieces. Apparently, like some example of equations is sinusoid stuff. So maybe it's like, oh, actually, harmonic analysis is universal or something. Maybe generalizing grouping. I don't know.
I wonder how much
Maybe
is just
not.
rewriting the thing in some other. Those format is also as not very understandable.
Hmm.
Because it's a giant pile of math.
Switch to symbolic replaces original block with expressions selected from the Pareto front based on their complexity. Yeah, like it's fitting into a symbolic equation.
Non-linear presentation demand. I think that we already saw that one at some point. And the other ones here. In context learning without copying. I guess I'll figure it out another day. Like I'll later look at the different papers and pick one. But if we don't have the authors for like it wouldn't have. I mean, have Batasan or whatever his name is pronounced, and the other author for the like formal mechanical the automated secret discovery thing. If we don't, I'll look into the thing and pick something. But yeah.
Also, there was some claim of inherently interpretable LLM, and I'm highly skeptical of that.
Where does it say inherently interpretable?
I'm gonna post it to reading group. I'm sushi. Yeah, like those two papers I posted, those are the kinds of paper I would probably enjoy shredding to pieces, maybe.
I don't know how worth it is for us to judge papers that we just expect to be bad.
So this paper seems to imply that, like, if you, like, I guess, prompt it a certain way, it always ends up ending, like, the conversation a certain way, I guess.
Oh yeah, so this one, yeah, it seems like you prompt it on certain way for some train models, they end up talking about the same kind of thing. Yeah, that seems to think.
But you have to start with the attractor state, I guess.
I think it works if you ask in different ways to talk models to talk about some topic about any topic, and you just have the models talk to each other. And if it's the same model, they end up in some weird places.
I see. This feels like a toy model scenario, actually.
This happens with
Or like I feel model organism-ish, or like you could probably like look into this.
But if you want these transformers learn vectored representations by the simplex people, if you know. I wanted to look into.
Body seems to okay. So do we end this paper here? Unless someone else has something else to say. I mean, I'm just going to close the streaming and all that. Nobody seems to be saying No, wait a moment, but yeah, I guess so. Yes, let's also the card already left. So yeah.
Also, do you know spline theory of deep learning?